Can you believe it? I'm in Sevilla, or Seville in English, Sevilla in Spanish. It doesn't matter. I'm here. I'm in the hotel room. I mean, just take a look at this place. It's so nice. Okay, so those who don't know about this location, let's sit down and have a chat. For those who don't know about this location, I, as of now, know very little about this location. I have a couple of maps here. There's so many locations. I'm not sure how well you can see, but there are so many locations here. So I'm going to try and see which attractions I can go to. And I'm going to see if I can take you along with me and show you all the cool things in Sevilla. So after settling down at the hotel, I met up with my group after dinner at this Mediterranean restaurant. This trip to Sevilla was organized by my university in the US as part of its study abroad program, and I was just one of about 10 students on this trip. We had a full 3-course meal, starting with bread and various dippings as an appetizer. Each of the sauces had its own unique flavor, and I wish I knew more about food so I could describe how amazing each one was. For my main course, I had honey roasted veggies and couscous with a warm soup on the side. The description sounds mediocre, but the veggies were fantastic because of the spices and honey they were cooked in. Lastly, we each got a single delicious baklava with tea for dessert. After this amazing feast, we all went back to the hotel and turned in for the night, getting ready to see our first main attraction the next day.
So, hello. I'm in the cathedral right now. This is the cathedral in Sevilla. It used to be a mosque that got turned into the cathedral. And oh my, is it a beauty. This place is ginormous. I'm not sure if you can see it very clearly, but the ceiling is a very, very high ceiling. I've been exploring around this area, and there are a lot of pictures, there are a lot of statues, and everything is ornamented in gold, or gilded in gold, and everything looks so beautiful. I don't know a lot about this place, the history of it, but just the presence of being here is surreal. You get the feeling that everything is a lot bigger than you, because everything is the pictures, the statues, and yeah, you get the overpowering feeling of wealth and power just by existing in this cathedral. And it is incredibly beautiful, both through the architecture and the art itself. From the beautiful artwork to the massive statues, this place is really overwhelming and impressive. To your right, you can see the grave of Christopher Columbus, the man who accidentally made Spain, so to say, through his discovery of the Americas. And to your left, you can see another Vigil of Christ, completely covered in gold. So yeah, overall, I've spent about a little more than an hour here, and I think it was well worth it. I've been able to see so much and experience a lot of this place that I'm very happy. This place is amazing. I don't know how else to put it.
But that wasn't all the cathedral had to offer. If you go up this square ramp, it leads to the top of the bell tower in the cathedral. From here, you can see the entire city from a single point. After soaking in this beautiful view, it was time to move on to the next location. This is Plaza de Espana. It is a plaza located within Parque de Maria Lucia. It was constructed for the Ibero-American Exposition of 1929. Yet today, it is just another extension of the park for people to walk around and explore. Despite the many people walking about, it is a very calm and relaxing location with lots of open space. The plaza features a central fountain around which the entire construction is designed. A fun fact is that this scene from Star Wars was shot here in Plaza de Espana. The plaza incorporates a semicircular design with the buildings on the rim looking towards the center. People frequently row boats around the canal that surround the central island. In addition, horse-drawn carriages are also available around the central fountain. Overall, this is a very romantic location. However, this was just one part of the park, so along with my group, I began exploring the rest of it. Parque de Maria Luisa contains plentiful gardens and water features, all of which were superbly maintained. Exploring all of this was really just an amazing experience. I still can't wrap my head around how this is just another park in Spain. If you live close by enough, you can casually take walks through here regularly. Unfortunately, I don't. So it was about time for me to move on and take a look at the next event. Yep, that very night we all went out to a flamenco show. Flamenco is a style of dance traditional to Spain, specifically southern Spain, where Sevilla is located. It is a very energizing display of emotions through dance, and good flamenco will make you feel goosebumps as you watch. Afterwards, we went to a nearby bar for dinner and then turned in for the night. Although the next big attraction I saw was the Royal Alcazar, I want to talk about breakfast. Can someone explain to me why the complimentary breakfast the next morning was so good? There were so many different types of bread, pastries, some burgers, cooked veggies, cut meats, eggs, juices, and desserts, and each were relatively small, so I was able to try all the things I wanted to. The variety and the quality really surprised me because I've never seen a complimentary breakfast quite like this in the US. After stuffing enough delicious calories into my body, it was Alcazar time. This is the Real Alcazar de Sevilla. Real means royal, and an Alcazar is a palace or a fortress in Arabic. Although this was originally a fortress built in the 11th century, nowadays it's just one of the many wonders of Spain for tourists to explore. As I explored, I could tell that this place was fit for a king. The most fascinating thing in the Alcazar was the Muslim architecture. There were intricate engravings everywhere, including on the walls, the doors, and even the ceilings. These symmetrical repeating designs in bright colors are a cornerstone of Islamic architecture. I feel like I could have simply stared at these designs in some rooms for days and still be mesmerized. Many of these rooms also had a ton of beautiful artwork on display, in addition to its architecture. After getting a good look at the impressive interior, I moved on to the massive garden located on the estate. As I explored this beautiful garden, I'm constantly amazed by how this was constructed starting 9 centuries ago. Originally, this was a Muslim defensive fortress constructed to defend Sevilla, but it later acted more as a palace once the Caliph began living here. As the royalty inhabited the premises, constant additions were made to the size and beauty of their home. When Islamic rule fell and the Christians gained control, the Alcazar began to house the Christian monarchs of the time. Some notable items in the garden were all the water features, as well as this hedge maze. I'm not sure if this maze existed back during Muslim rule, but I definitely got lost in this one. After the gardens, I headed over to the tunnels under the Alcazar. There, I got to see some of the Moorish underground baths, which must have been quite a luxury at the time. Overall, the Alcazar was an amazing experience. I've never seen a historically Muslim building like this before. The sheer architectural beauty is something I won't forget. And with that, I've hit all the big sites I wanted to see in Sevilla for this trip. So I headed over to the restaurant for a quick bite of a questionable sandwich, packed up my stuff, and then got on the train and headed back to Madrid.